Hey, you guys, welcome back to the channel. And we have a new show to talk about and recap. It is the Ultimatum Season 1. And it's a show that is shown on Netflix. If you guys are a fan of Love is Blind, this is actually I guess, spinoff of that show. It's also produced by the creators of Love is Blind. And yeah, it looked like it's going to be really, really interesting. Episodes 1 through 8 has already been put ready to watch on Netflix. So if you haven't watched it, go check that out. I will be doing recaps every 2 videos. So instead of putting all 8 episodes in one recap video, I will be breaking it down so you guys can kind of digest it in pieces. Now, before we jump into this, because what we're going to talk about in this video is the actual couples. Let's meet the cast. But before we do this, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you like the video, smash the like button and feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below. So, without further ado, let us talk about this new show. All right. So if you guys watch Temptation Island, which is on the USA Network, and if you also watch Put a Ring on It, which is on the OWN network, this kind of gives you the idea and the foundation of what the ultimatum is about, right? So for the Temptation Island watchers, what that is, couples want to know whether or not their relationship can go the distance. So they go to Temptation Island to be tested by other singles, and they're separated from their partners. On Put a Ring on It, that particular show, they also get to date other people, and at the end of it is whether or not there's going to be a proposal. So to me, it's kind of a combination of the two. So just to give you an idea. The show again dropped today, April 6th. It's on Netflix. It's 8 episodes that's been put out so far. If you are familiar with Love is Blind, Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey are hosting the ultimatum as well. And like I said, there's 6 people in each of these relationships that have issued an ultimatum to their current partners. They either get married or move on from each other for good at the end. In the meantime, they get to date newly single participants. Now, I will say that I do find it pretty interesting. It looked like it's going to be highly emotional. I won't give too much of the details or spoil it because I want you guys to check it out for yourselves. Again, there's 6 couples. We have Shanique and Randall, Lauren and Nate, Madeline and Kobe, Ray and Zay, April and Jake, and Alexis and Hunter. So let's talk about these couples because in this video, we're going to try to get some background information on them and kind of get an idea of what we're working with. So the first couple that we're going to talk about is Alexis and Hunter. So Alexis issued Hunter the ultimatum after dating for 2 years. Hunter wanted to move in together before getting engaged as he was ready to get married, but wasn't sure if Alexis is the one. Alexis didn't want to live together unless they were actually engaged. My thing here is that if you're not sure that this person is the one, why move in and get married? You're not sure that this is your person. As for Alexis, I can understand that if she have a requirement, and even if it was him, if you have a requirement to not live together until you're engaged or married. But yeah, the I would say the side eye on this couple is the fact that he's not even sure she's the one. So why put an ultimatum on the table? Now, only way I can see that that is maybe a good idea to do for him is if he's trying to actually date, because on the experiment, they have the opportunity to date other people, right? The other singles. So, is this his way of dating other people to see if maybe there's nothing out there, the grass is not as greener on the other side, and, Hunter is the one, or Alexis is the one, I'm sorry. So we'll have to see, what's going to happen with these two in the end. All right, so let's talk about our next couple, which is Lauren and Nate. So these two have been together for 2.5 years before Nate issued their ultimatum. Now they were at a crossroads. Their issue is kids. Nate wanted them, Lauren didn't. That right there is a core value. And because of that, that's probably going to be, I don't think dating other people is going to let you know unless you meet somebody who also want kids and she meets someone who don't want kids, maybe that'll kind of send them in two different directions. But with the two of them, one want kids, the other one doesn't, somebody is going to have to concede. Even in the first episode, just to kind of give you a little bit, I don't want to give it all away. She says she's really not good with kids and that she don't feel comfortable around raising children. He wants the children and he wants to have kids. So I don't see how that's going to work. If he takes it off the table and say, okay, fine, let's not have kids, that could bring in resentment. If she does say, okay, fine, I'll have babies for you, then the other part of that on her end is like, okay, I didn't ask for this. I got these screaming babies. I'm not ready for this. So I honestly think that these two, that's a core value in a relationship, and they're on two opposite sides of that. I really don't think that's going to work. And that's so unfortunate, but hey, maybe this will give them, the clarity that they need, that maybe they should meet people who want the same things that they do. All right, so let's talk about our next couple, Shanique and Randall. Shanique and Randall, they've been together for almost 2 years when Shanique issues their ultimatum. Randall hesitancy to get engaged was rooted in financial concerns, but she's not buying it. Here's my thing. Um, if someone says, I don't know if we're financially stable enough to be in a marriage, and you don't want to hear that unless this man is hiding money. She's seen, bank statements and checkbooks or whatever. But when somebody says that I don't think we're financially stable enough to get married, I think you need to pay attention to that. Not saying I'm gonna get out. I'm issuing an ultimatum that if we don't get married, we're gonna be done because you're not financially ready. If he's not ready, if somebody's telling you they're not ready to be in a marriage, you have to listen to that. And he was adamant about it. He said in episode 1 again, just to give you a little, because I am gonna do a recap on the first 2 episodes. He's not ready. And if a person is telling you they're not ready, why push them into it? Now, maybe he'll get some form of clarity. We have to see as time goes along and the next 8 episodes. But if somebody is not ready, I don't think you should back them in the corner and push that. You need to make a decision to do something different if you're ready, maybe to be with somebody else who is. All right. So the next couple is April and Jake. So these two were also dating for 2 years before April gave their ultimatum. And the reason being is because of her feelings for Jake and her struggles with infertility. April is in a rush to get married. That's her issue. She is in a hurry. And the reason that she is, in a hurry to get married is because she wants to start her family now when she's younger. And the thing is that he's not there yet. So this kind of reminds me of Holly. If you guys were following Married at First Sight Australia, at the beginning of the season, Holly, it was a 39-year-old who, she didn't prioritize marriage and children, and now she wants children, and she wanted them like yesterday. And they paired her with somebody who didn't want kids. He had a kid already, and that turned into one huge colossal mess. It became toxic. They didn't end up together. But when you have somebody who's ready to have children right now, you need to be with somebody who wants kids right now. If he does not, and he's like, I'm not ready to do that, and especially for her since she have infertility issues, then maybe he's not that person for you. But I'm wondering what this experiment and what type of clarity is going to give to the two of them, where they're going to feel that this is going to strengthen them by having time apart because of the fact that she wants to have kids now. So, we'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds. If they are connecting with other people, it's definitely something that could happen. We'll have to see. All right, next up that we have is Ray and Zay. So Ray and Zay has also been dating for 2.5 years. Ray issued the ultimatum in this relationship. She is clearly, um, she's she's clearly feeling some things, but she can't express what she wanted with Zay, which is to prove that she can trust him by making the commitment to get married. However, Zay knew he wanted to marry her, so that wasn't an issue. I think, according to what we saw, what was holding him back was Ray's inability to express how she feel, and her being vulnerable. Because whenever he asked her how to explain how she feels, her her responses were always short, and he wanted more details. Explain yourself, and Ray is just too afraid to be vulnerable because she's scared of getting hurt. Um, and the thing is, I just here's the thing about a relationship: you should be able to have a safe space to be able to tell your partner how you feel, especially if they're asking. If they're asking to say, tell me how you feel, and you're afraid to because you don't, you think it's going to cause damage or you think it's going to cause conflict, a relationship's all about communication. So if you don't feel comfortable communicating in that relationship with that person, why are you there? You know, I mean, it's it's pretty interesting that that's the case, and surprising given that Zay was very expressive about his feelings with Ray. He's surprised that he's even in this ultimatum. E- At this point, he's like, okay, I've already told you where I stand. Why are you giving me an ultimatum when you want the show to kind of get you to get me to make a decision when I've already made a decision? I've told you, I just need you to tell me how you feel. So I can totally understand where he's coming from. The only other issue that they have is that Zay is a club promoter and he has a lot of social media attention. The thing about that is that he has never posted a thing about Ray on social media and anything about their entire relationship. Now, here's my thing. I personally don't like to do that. Now, I talk about relationships on this channel, recaps. I even maybe say a couple things on live about me personally, but I'm not a fan of that. And it's not because I'm not, happy with when I'm with someone or whatever. I just don't have to blast it all over social media for human consumption. Half of the people you don't talk to, half of the people you don't know, you know. So why do you need that as validation from strangers that, oh my God. Now I know that some women and men think by posting that it lets the world know that you're in a relationship. But you know you're in a relationship and that other person. Now, if there has been something with this particular couple where they has is purposely doing it to keep her hidden because there's other girls and DMs and things. I guess we'll have to watch and see as the show goes on, and we'll talk about it in the recaps. But I mean, I just don't think it's a priority to do that. I mean, me myself, I don't need validation from, strangers and people that maybe I hardly talk to in my timeline to say, "Hey, look at what I got." No, we know we're in a relationship. We know that we're happy. And a lot of times what ends up happening is people buy into what they see. And the moment that something goes wrong, then your whole relationship, good or bad, is in the eye of viewers. When technically you should be dealing with your personal conflicts in your relationship together by yourselves or close people who love you who want to help you through it. So but we'll have to see. Maybe there's more that's going on with this situation where she feels that, he has a reason why he's not making that relationship public. Really doesn't matter to people on social media. I mean, I understand where you do have a lot of couples like that come out of married at first sight and they're still together and they have a huge following because they're still together. But, everyday people, you need, hey, that's just my thoughts. And you guys can let me know down in the comment section your thoughts. Do you think that publicizing and showing pictures of your relationship is a priority? It's a deal breaker in the relationship. Okay, so we have another couple to talk about, and that couple is Kobe and Madeline. So Madeline and Kobe has been dating for a year and a half. Kobe issued the ultimatum in this relationship. Now, they were also one of the few couples who lived together before going on the show because everybody else has not. Madeline isn't so sold on being with one person for the rest of your life. However, Kobe is very eager to, make it official in marriage with Madeline. Um, yeah, and then they got all these little quirky personality things that kind of drive each other crazy. I don't think honestly they should be together. I mean, if you feel that being with one person for the rest of your life is not it for you, marriage is not it for you. Unless you're in an open marriage or a polyamorous marriage. But if you're talking about everyday average marriage and your significant other is saying, I do not really want to be married to one person or tied down for the rest of my life, that is a deal breaker, especially if you require marriage for yourself. So, yeah, she's going to have a good time on this show because if she's open to being with more than one person and this is a situation where um she get to kind of meet other personalities and build other connections, she's already open to that. She's told him. So I don't understand why Kobe feels that this is going to be a way to kind of get clarity on what she wants to do with this. Well, she already told you, I don't want to get married, I don't want to be tied down. What more than Kobe need? But he figures that this is going to be a way for her to make a decision. He already knows the answer. He just don't want to see it. But it's gonna be. I'm gonna watch Madeline because I think she's gonna be the firecracker in this whole thing in this particular season because this is pretty much a field day for her. So all right, so let me know what you guys think That is our 6 couples for this new season and new show on Netflix called The Ultimatum. So, again, stay tuned for my recaps. I will break them up in pieces. 8 episodes are already posted on Netflix. Binge watch if you can. I know it's not a weekend. A lot of you guys are probably going to binge watch over the weekend, because other than that, that's 8 hours of content because it's an hour an episode, which is good stuff because I like, meaty content that I can really dive into. And I'm thinking that you do too. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are on each couple. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you soon.